Today I'll talk about domain name system or DNS. The domain name system or DNS converts human readable domain names like www.google.com into internet protocol or IP address like 173.194.39.78. Computers can only communicate using series of numbers. So DNS was developed as a sort of phone book that translates the domain you enter in your browser into a computer readable IP. If we see the history of DNS, at the beginning of internet, when the internet was still in its infancy, when you wanted to visit a website, you had to know the IP address of that website. That's because computers are and were only able to communicate using numbers. And it was very difficult for the human beings to remember the numbers. So we needed a way to translate computer readable information into human readable, and it had to be first lightweight and scalable. In the early 1980s, a system was developed. With that system, it was possible to automatically map IP addresses to domain names, and the DNS was born. This same system still serves as the backbone of the modern internet today. And yet, only a small subset of the world knows that it exists, and an even smaller group understand what it does. The real problem is that the people that need to know how it works and could actually benefit from this knowledge don't take the time to learn. Let's see the image to understand the need of DNS. Actually, you see, at the early stage of internet, the system was something like this. In a simple file, there was a table consist of different fields, and two important fields are, one is alias, another is its corresponding IP address. These are the names of different websites, and these are the IP addresses of those websites. At that time, the process was very simple, and it used to work in this way. Say, this is the user. This user wants to access the contents of the alias ABC. So this user has typed this address, and this address will be mapped here with the corresponding IP address. So the file was very simple, and it was maintaining a table, and the number of websites at that time, it was very limited. So from this table, the corresponding web address or IP address of this website ABC, it is retrieved, and the corresponding contents will be provided to the user. So the system was very simple. So user is typing the website name, and that website name and its corresponding IP address will be searched in this file, and this file is having a table. In that table, it will be searched. After getting that IP address, the contents of that website will be fetched, and that will be provided to the user. The system was like this only. But actually, day by day, internet is expanding, and number of websites are increasing. So it was very difficult to maintain all the web addresses or IP addresses in a single table, because different types of difficulties were there. Like in that file, if any problem is there, the total internet system will break down. Therefore, that table which was maintaining the website names and their web addresses or IP addresses, that was divided into some small, more manageable tables as a distributed database management system, and those tables were stored in different computers. So whenever any user needs to access the contents of any website, that website's name user will type, and that website name will be searched to the nearest computer. If it is available there, definitely the using the web address or IP address, the contents of that website will be fetched and will be provided to the user. If it is not available there, then the query will be forwarded to the next nearest computer, and all those small tables are stored in those computers, and those computers are called servers. Let's try to understand the working of DNS. Actually, DNS works in two layers. One is application layer, another is transport layer. Say this is the user, and this user has typed a website name that is called host name. So that host name will be forwarded to the FTP client. FTP client means File Transfer Protocol client, and further that host name will be forwarded from FTP client to the DNS client. So this FTP client and DNS client, here the application layer works. Further, the query will be forwarded by the DNS client to the DNS server. Then in response, the DNS server will return the IP address to the DNS client, and further that IP address will be returned to the FTP client by the DNS client, and then that IP address will be transferred to the transport layer, and transport layer will use that IP address to fetch the contents of that website. This way a DNS or domain name system works. For example, say user wants to access the contents of a website, and that website name is www.gmail.com. So here the host name is www.gmail.com. So this will be forwarded to the FTP client. Now FTP client will forward the same host name to the DNS client. That means DNS client also will get the host name www.gmail.com, and then it will further forward the query to the DNS server, and in response DNS server will return the IP address of www.gmail.com. Say the IP address is 192.something.something.something, dotted decimal notation. You know that in case of IPv4 or Internet Protocol version 4, 4 parts are there and they are separated using dot, so that's why it is called dotted decimal notation. So the corresponding IP address of the host name will be returned by the DNS server to the DNS client. Now DNS client will return that IP address to the FTP client, and further FTP client will forward that IP address to the transport layer. Now using that IP address, transport layer will fetch the contents of that host, that is www.gmail.com, and that will be provided to the user. This way DNS works.